WinSmart owns the greatest range of statistics and historical data. Those are used in high-developed algorithms which with specific processing are producing profitable results. The first thing you need to do is give your strategy a name in order to distinguish it from the ones you will create in the future. Just below that, you can keep some notes characteristic of your strategy. Here is an example of a good label. I am targeting home wins. Next step is to pick your preferable bookmaker, so all the math equations to be done with real odds, that is, based on the bookmaker you are betting. Just after that, choose a sport. In this case, that means football. Then you get to choose the market you target. For instance, match odds, and after that, the column pick. You select one of the options of each market. Let's choose the most popular one, home win. In this way, you just chose to create a strategy betting only on home wins. In strategy filters, it's the only point at which you need to remember something yourself. So, moving on to target. Target defines which team, home, guest, or even both, the statistic you choose afterwards refers to. As you can see, there are three options. For convenience, let's choose home. This means that whatever the statistic you choose afterwards is, our system will search for the performance of the statistic only for the home teams. So if you choose a statistic about consecutive home wins, since you have previously selected target home, the system will consider only the home teams with this specific statistic. It will ignore the guest teams. Let's insert the statistic. We choose a strategy, for example, full-time double chance, and in the adjacent column, any statistic we think fits our strategy. We choose % of matches not won at home. Just next to that, you choose the comparative sign. You put bigger than, and after that, the value. Let's add 50. That means you can start looking for home teams which have won more than half of their home matches. Essentially, you get to choose a statistic, you select which teams the system will search backwards to give you past results, you name a value, and that's all. Now, it's time for the algorithms to run a backtest, exclude the outliers, and bring you the results. At this stage, you simply wait for the simulation process to be completed, and as long as this lasts, you can watch a great variety of statistic facts. Before you move on, just take a look at the bottom of your monitor at the procedure described. In step 3, start by taking some time to study the results of your previous moves. Check out all the data of your strategy, general statistics generated by it. How many games in total were tested and had the same characteristics? Their average performance, how many matches you shouldn't bet on every day, and of course, the winning and losing streak the strategy has. Next to that, in the boxes, you can see profit, yield, as well as hit ratio. Those are probably the most important aspects of the strategy. Below, there are several useful and detailed charts and graphs available, so that you can be helped and draw the right conclusions. We give you the opportunity to find dates, months, countries, leagues, and odds range your strategy shows a loss and remove them. Don't go too far with that though. Our advice is to take out only extreme values or big losses. For example, by clicking on the odds column, we can find what happens in our strategy matches in each odds range. Now we can remove all the negative results. For example, throwing out all the odds from 220 to 229, we receive much better results. Profit margins do not stop here. In the Generate Profit section, you can insert the filter you prefer in order to maximize your profit. Then you click on Forward Test. As soon as the magic green sign positive, you realize you have completed a successful movement, traveling into the future, as well as increasing the profits of your strategy even more. Why in the future? Because the thousands of matches separated as forward test, all they do is bet on the points of the strategy you chose in the past, without knowing anything about algorithms and strategies. Choose Select and move on to Money Management. We are now moving on to probably the most important part of the whole procedure: management of our capital. Money management is the key factor of your strategy, and that is because it can turn even a failed strategy into a successful one. Among a wide variety of different money management models, and knowing the aspects of the strategy, the system will search for and suggest the most suitable models for each strategy you create. In the final list, we can see in detail the models that could significantly maximize your profit. Choose wisely. Have a look on all the columns and decide, because a model might ask for more money than you can afford. Therefore, you should select a plan that serves your own financial situation and not put your strategy in jeopardy. As soon as you press the Select button, you will be able to go to Bet Slip and start betting. Money Management has managed money in each and every match out of the thousands of the strategy without knowing which one is next. This means that we are talking about real conditions.